I am super insecure when it comes to style. I shop at the same places. I buy the same types of things. You know, there are women where you pick something up and you're like, oh, that's so Jackie. I feel like one of those women.
Yeah.
And after the year and a half we've just had, I am ready to break free of that. And I know that other women are too.
Yep.
So thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Yeah. Something fresh. Reinvention. Here we go.
What if I told you that even though you might know what you want in your life, your style choices could actually be preventing it from happening? On today's episode, style coach Erin Mathis shares simple and inexpensive ways to level up your look to attract what you want. And you can start today. This is the Grown-Ass Woman's Guide. I'm your host and guide, Jackie McDougall. Grown-ass women are notorious for getting it all done, especially when under pressure. And that's never been more true than during the holiday season. But what if this year we took care of ourselves first? It's no secret that we give better when we feel better. And Kindra is all about helping us feel our best selves, mind and body. Give yourself the gift of Kindra's science-backed products, education, and community to help you thrive through the holidays. Don't we all deserve that? Get 20% off at ourkindra.com with promo code GAW20. That's ourkindra.com, promo code GAW20. Before we dive into today's much needed episode, I wanted to share a little something happening over at grownasswoman.guide. Our holiday gift guides are packed with ideas for the grown-ass woman on your list. And if that includes yourself, no judgment here. Gifts for the active woman, the career-focused entrepreneur, and a few self-care splurges that will bring joy to your world. Visit grownasswoman.guide for more. Happy shopping. Welcome to the third episode in our 4-part series, The Grown-Ass Woman's Guide to Thriving Through the Holidays. Unlike today's guest, I didn't really grow up being taught anything about style. My 4 older sisters were out of the house living their adult lives by the time I was 15. Like many teenagers, I followed the trends. Big hair, tons of Aquanet, off-the-shoulder sweatshirts, and all the fashion joys the 80s provided. But I never felt confident. I started to kind of get a rhythm in my 20s, but somewhere along the way over the years, I began to play it safe. And I know that I'm not alone. Full disclosure, I have always avoided doing episodes like this because I thought I wouldn't have anything to contribute. But today's conversation is so much more than clothes and makeup. It's about who we are and how we want to show up in the world, feeling comfortable in our clothes and with ourselves. I love those women who will wear pajamas because they work from home. I have to change into something.
Oh, interesting.
But let's be honest, my sweats might as well be pajamas. So I'd be on a Zoom and I'd look nice on the top, but I'd still have, sweats I got from Costco, 3 in a pack on the bottom.
Yeah.
And who cares, right? Because you're on Zoom. But I knew on Zoom how I looked on the bottom. And I could see at some point it was really starting to impact how I showed up. Erin Mathis, TEDx speaker and co-founder of the Style Core, is a style coach for women in midlife who feel stuck in a rut and want to empower themselves to take charge of their future. Erin coaches women around the world online through her signature transformational program, Your $1 Million Look. Did you come out of the womb wearing Prada? How did you get here?
I came out of the womb of a very glamorous woman. Let's start with that. Let's just be honest. I was discipled. In the way of glamour from my mother. She's a woman who always put her face on and put herself together every day. As I was growing up, I'd be walking out the door and she would say things like, "Oh, honey, don't you want to add an accessory to that or a little more blush?" I sort of resented it, but obviously it went in. It stuck with me. And I really had my own journey of, struggling with my identity. Like, oh, am I putting all my identity in my beauty or my image? No, I don't want to do that. So I really kind of had my own journey. So it started pretty young.
That's so interesting because I think we're taught that if you care about how you look, that you're superficial, that other things don't matter to you. So there's this societal messaging that if you care about how you look and you put yourself together, in one person's eyes, you have it together, but in another person's eyes, you don't know what's important in life.
Yeah.
So how about those effed up messages?
I know. And it really depends on how you were raised. Like in my home, actually, my parents were totally different. My dad didn't care at all. My mom did. But yeah, I was raised you do care. And that is important. That's a paramount, and other people, you're right. It's don't care about it. So when I moved to Silicon Valley and I was working in tech in my early career as a graphic designer, they did not care. Engineers, they did not care. So I really toned down my whole style and became pretty plain and boring, which wasn't authentic to me. I'm actually just more glamorous. I'm an artist. I love celebrating style and color. So yeah, those messages are interesting and everybody gets different messages, but that one you mentioned is definitely a big one.
Yeah. When you toned it down, clearly that was for other people. So we do care how other people perceive us.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you kind of just adapt in the environment. So, if you're raised in an environment where your parents just don't care or they don't teach you anything. And a lot of people I work with are like that. They just haven't the slightest clue because they didn't learn anything growing up. We can't all be experts in everything. So that's why they come to a style coach. Teach me, what do I need to know, to put myself together in a way that makes me feel good and helps me achieve my goals and attract the kind of connections and opportunities I want to attract.
I want to talk about that a little bit because we talk about the law of attraction and attracting what you want. And I'm a wee bit woo-woo, so I love all that stuff. But the way we show up, our appearance is huge in what we attract. I remember hearing when I was younger, dress for the job you want to have and not the job you currently have. And I did. And I moved up in the company when I was working in TV and things were working out. And then I think you start to forget that maybe after having kids or you work from home or for whatever reason. And so what would you say to that as far as how we show up? Why does it make such a difference to how we present ourselves and what we attract?
I 100% believe that we kind of have to set our intentions to attract into our life what we want to attract. And for me, that means meditation and mantras, but it also means, yes, how we put ourselves together. So I always say, dress for the role in the movie that you want to play. How do you want it to go? So I very much believe and teach that how we present ourselves, we're telling a story and it can help us attract or kind of repel different types of opportunities and connections. So a lot of people are like, I can't just go spend thousands of dollars dressing like a millionaire because I want to attract that into my life. No, that's not the point. But there are strategies, there's psychology of style techniques that you can use. And so that's how I equip people. We start with your vision board. What do you want to attract into your life? What do you want to attract? So let's get clear on that. Now, let's talk about how we can use your style as one component to help you attract that into your life. And this stuff works. I mean, it really works.
I love that. It never even occurred to me to first think what it is that you want to attract. Because if you're maybe single and you're looking for love, or you're looking for a vice president job, whatever it is that you're looking for, it would be a different style in attracting that, correct?
Absolutely. Some of my clients, even in midlife, they're entering the dating world and they're wanting to attract a partner. So I will help them to dress in a way that's accessible. It's not closed off and really formal, but we can use color, we can use flowing styles, feminine touches. I really help women from head to toe. So we look at hair and makeup, the whole thing. It all works together. And one of my clients who went through my online style coaching program recently sent me a picture with a big old diamond ring on her finger. And she was like, thank you. I just want you to know that going through that process helped me get in touch with my authentic self and then feel more confident in just expressing who I am beautifully. And so it gave her that confidence when she was dating initially her boyfriend, and people would be stopping her and going, you look amazing. You're so pretty. I love that outfit. And he was saying, are you paying these people to give you compliments? What's happening? And it's because she was attracting, she just had put herself together in a way that was so authentic to her, wasn't trying to emulate someone else. It was beautiful and harmonious. I teach people how to see patterns and proportions and create a harmonious appearance, whether you're casual or formal. It attracted what she wanted.
Wow.
She wanted to find a partner that was ready for marriage, and she did that.
That's awesome.
So I see that over and over again, whether it's jobs or partners. Yeah. Opportunities.
So how do we get started?
I like to lead people through this step-by-step path where they kind of start with the vision, right? What do you want to attract?
Yep.
Now find your authentic style archetype. And then we kind of go step by step by step to build it. And it's just this it gives you this life skill that we'll always have.
I love that. And what really resonates with me, and one of the biggest reasons that we are talking right now, is because you help bring out what's already in a woman.
That's right.
And not cover up who she is. That was really one of my concerns was, are we presenting ourselves to the world in a way that we're sort of faking it, right? Like fake it till you make it. And I'm not a big fan. I believe that we all have our own unique style, right? Some of us just forget what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I help people remember when we're children, we're so much more just honest about what we love. I love red dresses. I love to wear this fuzzy coat. But then as we age, the pressures of what other people think and trying to conform and who our parents think we're supposed to be, like all that kind of closes off our authentic self. So I have a process that I take clients through that helps them reconnect with their heart and what brings them visual delight. And even like having nothing to do with style, we just kind of go through this fascinating process of discovering your style archetype. It kind of takes you back to your heart and what do you love? Now let's bring that into your style so that when you look in the mirror, you feel delighted, you feel joyful. This is me. I love it. It brings me joy.
Right. Visual delight is now my favorite term ever.
Yes.
It's so good. So let's be real though. We're not talking about working for 2 hours to get ready in the morning and spending thousands of dollars every month. Can you actually teach people how to quickly get ready and also on a budget?
Absolutely. I am systems efficiency. I don't like to take a lot of time getting ready. So my getting ready routine today when I'm showing up is 30 minutes. And on a daily basis, 15.
All right.
Granted, I'm fast. I'm able to do stuff fast, but I don't like to have women taking an hour, 2 hours to get ready. Are you kidding me? No. So I actually teach some really efficient ways to kind of organize your closet, get a lookbook on your phone. So when you're having your coffee, you've just kind of scrolling through the looks you've put together in your little lookbook. You don't even have to stand at that crowded closet and try to remember, what do I have and how do I want to? No,
right.
We have better systems.
Awesome.
So I believe in comfort. I believe in time saving. I absolutely love consignment and shopping thrift because it's friendly for the world and it saves money. I'm all about that.
And you can find some seriously cool stuff when you go to those shops.
That's right. Especially if you're in Los Angeles. Oh my goodness. When I lived there, that's when I had my midlife crisis. Because I think a lot of women will relate, even though I've been stylish for a lot of my life, there comes a point for most of us, often in our midlife, when just life overwhelms. So here I am running this international style company. I've got young kids because I started pretty late. And I felt burned out. I was struggling with depression, anxiety. There was just multiple layers of challenge in my life. And, the meds weren't working anymore. I was probably drinking too much. I just felt overwhelmed. So I kind of lost myself, put myself last on the list.
Yeah, common.
That happens. And then I'm on the hormonal roller coaster of perimenopause. And I just feel way more moody. So just everything happens as it does in our 40s. I experienced, a lot of friends went through this, and we had to do a photo shoot for our website. We're a style company, so I got to represent, and I do not like the way I look. This happens to a lot of women. I got to get some pictures. I don't like the way I look. I'm carrying all this extra weight from, having my body changed and after kids. And so I decided to give myself a makeover. Now, I felt like crap on the inside. Okay. So this is one of those times in life where you go, I feel like crap on the inside. I don't look like the way I look on the outside, but I'm going to go ahead and invest some time into myself. So I went out, I went shopping, shopped at consignment stores. I didn't try to wait to lose the weight. I just said, I'm going to love my body as it is now, shopped for my curvy figure, got to tailor the clothing so it, cut in where I did have a waist or, so I could show.
Tailors are everything, man.
Yes,
I think that's the most underrated thing in the world.
Totally. Oh, good. I'm glad you get it. So yeah, got it tailored, put together some nice outfits without spending a fortune. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got that photo shoot and, it turned out really good. The pictures were great. Oh, I had also let my hair go more natural, kind of like a dark blonde, light brown, which I realized didn't feel like my soul. So I went blonde again. I got extensions. It was pretty dramatic makeover. I mean, there's a
Right?
before and after. I share it somewhere. I can't remember where I share it, but it's dramatic. People are like, "That's you? Oh my God." Like it was
You'll have to share it with me so I can link to it.
Yes. But giving myself that external makeover, like it didn't fix everything, but it really shifted something for me.
Yes.
It helped me in a tangible way reinvent. And that's where some things began to turn around for me in my career, in my confidence. I was walking down the street one day in Los Angeles, taking my little daughter to preschool, and I was wearing one of my new outfits and I felt pretty good. And this stranger with a big camera on the street stopped me and he said, "Excuse me, I'm a photographer for a fashion blog. And I was wondering if I could take your picture for our fashion blog," because he liked what I was wearing. It was right after I gave myself that makeover. So it was this really like moment of affirmation that not only did I feel better, but other people could see that as well, that confidence. Within a year, the extra weight dropped off because I just had like this new energy. It's funny how that works. You embrace your body as it is now, and then you get that confidence. And guess what? Everything like a ripple effect. It just kind of starts to change things.
Yeah, I could not agree with that more because we think that we can hate our way into change, but it never works.
Yeah.
Loving your way into change is absolutely 100% the way to go.
That's I've never heard that before. That's a cool way to say it.
Because you see like, oh, if I hate my body and then I'm going to put myself on this restricted thing.
Yes.
And then you're constantly coming from a place of restriction, right? You're just punishing yourself. But when you are feeling good about yourself, and maybe it is giving yourself a makeover, maybe it is like getting a couple of outfits where you feel cute. And when you start to feel that way, you make choices based on wanting to feel that way.
That is so true. And that's why I always tell my clients, they're like, I just need to lose like 10 or 20 or 50 pounds before I focus on my style. I don't want to invest at this weight because I don't want to buy clothes at this weight.
Right.
And I just always say, please don't wait to lose the weight. Love your body as it is right now and watch what kind of falls into place.
Yes.
And you know what? They may figure out that if they just learn how to dress their proportions in a way that balances, and they might go, you know what? I accept my body. It's changed and I accept it and I know how to dress it. And now I feel good.
That's exactly right. I could not agree more. And I think too that let's just say they do lose the weight. There are tailors. There are people who can pull things in and make them fit without you having to go buy a whole new wardrobe.
Exactly.
Unless you're losing 50 pounds or something like that, it might be a little more difficult.
Right.
But if you drop a size, it can easily be tailored. I love that. I think it's so important. I mean, I know when I do my hair and makeup and I get ready for the day, maybe I have a recording, I just sort of move in a different way.
Yeah.
My posture is different. The way I talk to my husband or my kids or myself, the way I talk to myself is different.
Yes.
And that's so important. I think as women, we believe we're supposed to feel really good about ourselves first, and then we make all those other changes.
Right.
But often just making those other changes, as little as they may be, will help you feel better.
Yeah, that's so true. As I mentioned, I've struggled with anxiety and depression throughout my life. Like that's been an ongoing struggle. So there were times when I felt so bad, but I would use style as just one way. I knew it wasn't going to fix everything. Believe me, I use therapy, I use supplements, HRT, all the things which have helped, so I'm much better now. But style was one of my tools that I would go, you know what, I feel like shit on the inside, but I'm just going to go ahead and put together the outside and I'm going to walk into the world. And so, yeah, it's kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of feeling in certain ways.
Yeah.
But when you bring that energy out into the world and look at what happens, you start to get this energy back that lifts you up. So you say, I'm going to put myself together. I'm going to go out in the world and interact with people and give what I can give and share what I can share and bring my unique beauty, whatever that looks like. And the energy that comes back builds you up and it lifts you up. So it's a very real tool. It's like one of the tools you can put in your kit.
Yeah, that is so cool. You just triggered a memory when I was working first in LA in my 20s, and I would be feeling bad whether I had my period or just, wasn't feeling my most confident. Those were the days I would wear red.
Oh, you're so smart. Yeah.
And people would be like, oh, look at you wearing red. And inside it was, because I felt like crap this morning. And I'm trying to sort of like brighten myself up. But I always got compliments and comments, like positive comments.
Yep.
And so it made me feel better.
It would lift your spirits, right? Yes. I know. Oh my gosh, I love that. And red
now
is a power color.
I need to go shopping for red.
It's a power color. I'm wearing red today here. You can see.
I love it.
With some power shoulders, little shoulder pads. It's a trend right now. It's kind of fun. But it just kind of brings this energy, this vitality people respond to.
Absolutely.
So I love to teach and use those tools of color and style.
While you can work with Erin directly, I've been fortunate to spend a little time in her online program, and it's fantastic. You can start today, right now, in feeling and looking your best. Erin shares tips from her free guide, which I'll also link to in the show notes. What are some simple tools or strategies you can provide that can help us change how we feel, how we look today?
That's such a good question. You want to get a quick win? Here you go. Here's some quick wins for you.
Great. I love a quick win.
The number one is to brush up on your makeup techniques. And specifically one that a lot of women don't do is to define their brows. So I work with hair, makeup, and wardrobe. So, I'm starting here in the makeup. Define your brows, get them trimmed or waxed, have them be polished in a nice shape. You can be amazed at the difference that can make on someone's face. And I can see, Jackie, you have really nicely defined brows. So you got that one.
Thank you. I'm sitting here now looking at myself like,
You're
no,
nervous.
what if she hits my brows?
I'm going to get these. So that's one of the first things I'll say.
And filling them in, because we lose a little bit of the brow hair. We get hair in other parts of our face.
Oh, right. It sprouts up everywhere we don't want it. And then we lose it where we do want it. Our hair gets thinner, our brows fall out. Totally.
Exactly. So I just use like a little pencil just to fill it in, not to make them bigger or smaller or anything like that, but just to fill it in.
A lot of women need to trim certain parts and need to fill in other parts. And like I got sick of doing that. So as a time saver, I just got my brows tattooed and I love them. I love, love, love.
And that's a one-time thing, right?
Well, you get it touched up maybe once a year. So
I have a girlfriend who did it who also loves
it. You got it.
Total side note, was it super painful?
No, it wasn't super painful. No.
Okay.
It was kind of tedious, but once it's done and you got to get somebody good, you got to make sure you like the shape because it's permanent. If you don't already wear under eye concealer, you got to probably add that to your routine because we get dark circles from about 30 forward. So I give a handful of makeup techniques that make a big difference. And I actually show in this guide my before and after of making the mistakes and doing the fixes. And it's very dramatic.
I love that.
Yeah. Some brows, some makeup techniques. If you're a wash and wear gal, like you're committed to, I just want a hairstyle and a look that's just wash and wear and a little bit of lipstick, that could have worked in your 20s, maybe your 30s. But if you want to show up as polished and relevant in your 40s and 50s and beyond, sorry to break it to you, but you're going to have to let go of wash and wear.
Okay.
You're going to have to let go of that. You decide your values, wash and wear or look polished and relevant, because maybe 3% of women have the kind of hair that you can just let it air dry and have it look decent.
Yeah.
5% maybe.
So wash and wear is out. What are we doing instead? What's the most important step that we're taking?
It's learning how to style your hair. That's a tough one for people who are like later in life. I don't want to have to learn new techniques, but you can. And it's pretty simple. Like in my program, I have a whole lesson module on hair, makeup, and grooming. And I teach some really great techniques that can apply for a lot of different hair types that just kind of help you deal with the frizz and things like that. Not to have to take a lot of time either.
Right.
You can get it down to where you don't have to wash it every day, every 3-4 days. So learn how to style your hair, get some new techniques there, brush up on your makeup techniques. With clothing, like you were saying, get a tailor and fine tune your fit. You want to make sure your clothes fit. Like if your pants are too long, they're baggy, they're too tight, if tops are too boxy. So I give a number of little points you can just check, because all those little details add up.
Right.
And they actually make a really big difference.
Huge.
Yeah, I get almost all my pants taken in at the waist because I've got wider thighs and rear. And then they just design pants, bigger to fit more bodies, right? For the more kind of rectangle body.
Right.
You just have to buy the pants to fit your rear and your thighs and then have the waist taken in. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's perfect. And dresses too. Like if the dress is a little bit more fitted on the bottom, but the top feels a little boxy, like I've learned that there isn't a size specifically in that dress that's going to fit all the way through.
Yes.
So as long as it fits the widest part of my body, the rest of it can be taken in.
Exactly.
Now that's a grown-ass woman tip.
That's a grown-ass woman tip. That is right. You need to carve things in where you can to give you some shape and some figure, because if you have a large bosom or you have an oval shape and just everything is out and nothing ever carves in, then you're going to look 3 times bigger.
Right.
People sometimes want to look a little more balanced. So,
right. Absolutely.
I'll give you one more really amazing technique. It's called the golden ratio. Have you heard of the golden ratio?
No.
Okay,
I'm intrigued.
I'm going to give you a golden technique. It has to do with how you put your outfits together. If the proportions of your outfit are 1-to-1, in other words, your top goes down to about your thighs and then your pants go down to the ground. And if you compare the proportions, it's about 1-to-1.
Okay.
That is boring. It's monotonous. The eye gets stuck. You will be looking at that outfit in the mirror and you'll be saying, this is boring. I don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong. And it's the proportions. So you need to get proportions in your outfit of 1-to-2 parts or 2-to-3 parts.
Okay.
Those are the golden ratios that are visually pleasing, that help the eye move. It just looks more flattering. And usually you want the shorter part on top.
Okay.
So that you kind of show your waist and then your legs look a little bit longer.
Okay. So give me an example of what that might look like.
Yeah, a really practical, and I'll have it in the guide too, but a really practical is that a lot of people will put like a top and a jacket. And like I said, it's like hanging down to maybe like your upper thighs or something. And so your legs look really short because they're the same as your torso.
Right.
I mean, the waist is up there hiding under that shirt, but because the shirt and the jacket come down,
right,
it looks kind of visually like it starts there, and it just looks like you have short legs and it looks kind of boring. So here's the fix. Tuck in the shirt to your waist, have a little belt. And if you feel self-conscious about wider thighs or, rear, you can wear like a vest or a jacket that kind of covers that. But you're still seeing that waist. So the proportions have changed and now your legs look longer.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. One of the things I love about Erin's work is that there is zero expectation that you'll have to take out a second mortgage on your house to afford an updated look. Talk to me about shopping. Do you personally mix more classic pieces that are sort of investment pieces along with things that might be a little less expensive?
Totally. Yeah.
And what matters? Like, where should we spend the money?
Well, that's a good question. If you find a piece that is just really great and it's beautiful and it fits you and you're going to wear that a lot and it costs a lot, buy it. Signature pieces like a jacket or a dress, but you never know. I mean, I shop consignment, I shop new. I find things like this dress is $15 at TJ Maxx. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm just going to enjoy it for a little bit.
Right, but usually those stores
has these fun little cutouts right under.
Oh, that's adorable!
Isn't that fun?
I'll add that to the YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this, go over to the YouTube to watch it.
Yeah, and this is like a little trend. Shoulder pads. It might last a year and then it'll be done. You spend less money on those trendy things. When you wear a trend, not every trend is going to work on you. But if you find a trend that works and looks really good on you and balances your body, just don't spend as much money on that. It's going to be out next year.
Right. That's a great point.
Go to Ross or TJ Maxx or consignment. Yeah.
Yeah. And even those stores like Marshall's and TJ Maxx, you can find designer stuff.
Yeah.
You can find something that might be discontinued or, hey, I have no problem wearing last season's clothes. If they're cute, they're cute. And so you're absolutely right. So let's talk accessories for a minute because that's where I sort of struggle. So I'll get a nice pair of pants and maybe a cute top. Like I feel like I can bake the cake, but frosting it is where everything goes wrong. So help us through accessories.
Accessories are where you get to show your personality. Are you whimsical? Then you should have a little whimsy in your accessories. Are you very pragmatic and modern? See, I see your earring. Let me see your earring. It's kind of modern and kind of artsy, right? So modern artsy. Are those characteristics that you kind of identify with? Or would you say traditional, delicate, precious.
I like to change my jewelry depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm sort of not one thing. I'm a variety. Like I could wear the same outfit, but it's all depending on how I feel as how I accessorize it.
And that's right. You can show different facets of your personality, a little bit more feminine accessories for the romance. I have like stronger, bolder statement necklaces that I wear when I'm speaking. I want to show up from a distance. That's a big technique. Like if you're speaking on stage or even on Zoom, you want to add like a bit of a wow factor, some pop that the eyes are drawn to you. Now, you don't want them to get stuck on that necklace. So it needs to kind of relate to your face shapes, which I teach in my program. I help clients identify the shapes in their face. And when you relate your accessories to that, it's really visually pleasing.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Very.
So you can see like in my nose, I've got kind of like this arrow. So I don't have it on today, but I'll wear accessories with that kind of V or arrow shape because it's like a pattern. It relates to the shapes in my face.
Oh, interesting. Where did you learn that?
I learned that from my mentor, who is a genius, Erin Mathis. Yes, she's my mother-in-law. So I'm married into this family of this like legacy. She's this really well-known image consultant. She spent a decade writing this book called The Triumph of Individual Style. Huge sacrifice to write and publish this full color book. I have it right here. I can show you. It's got like all these tabs in it.
Oh, wow.
She uses artwork from throughout history to feature different features of a woman's body. Every body is beautiful. She developed a science and a language for how you can analyze your body's design pattern and then dress in a way with art principles that you look really balanced.
Oh.
So her book that she took 10 years to write, like literally, I don't know who's that patient, but she's so patient. It came out, it got published. She met Oprah at this book publishing conference. It was kind of fun. We have the picture. And then it became the Bible of image consulting.
Really?
It has been taught at design schools, Cornell, FIT, it has been adopted as the Bible because she gave a language and a science. So here I married into this family. I was a graphic designer. I started working with her 15 years ago. Gradually over time, I was like, first I was doing design and then creative direction, and then I was running the company. And then I was giving her this makeover, which I feature in the TED Talk, and working with clients. And now I'm taking her methods, which are so amazing. She has taught all over the world. She's one of the leading teachers. And I've distilled it into this beautiful 7-step process that I walk clients through.
Wow.
So you get like the true tested, successful methods that have been tested with thousands of women all over the world. And then I put it into this online format that women can go through at their own pace from anywhere through this really fabulous process that I've set up using technology. So that's where I learned everything. I got to give all the credit to her because she's just brilliant.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And I will definitely be linking to your programs in the show notes. This is the perfect time. We're all sort of in a state of reinvention, really, after the past year and a half. And so whether you're going back into the office or just getting back out, I think for so long too, we felt invisible. Not only are we over 40 and then we start to get closer, I'm 50 and we start to feel invisible, right? That's what happens. But now we put masks over our face in some states. So like, I think there was a time I was showing up, like there was no F's given when I was showing up at the store because I wasn't even being recognized anymore, like by neighbors or friends.
Yeah.
I think we're showing up again.
Yeah, we're showing up.
So I think it's a really great time to look at what you're wearing and how you're putting yourself together and just give yourself a refresh. I believe that every woman listening is a beautiful human being who does not need to be overhauled and all the messaging out there. It's all BS to me. Like who you are and what you have to offer right now is good enough, is absolutely enough.
Yeah.
But we can enhance it.
Yeah. I want to make sure that I help people show up and be seen because women our age, especially, we have so much to offer right now. We have been through hardships and lessons. We have wisdom. And if we are becoming invisible to people because we don't look relevant, because we got stuck in an era, because we're not caring for our outer packaging, that's sad. That's a tragedy. People are going to miss out. Younger generations are going to miss out, and just people around us, on what we have to bring to this world.
Yes.
I want to equip my clients to show up with power and relevance for whatever kind of impact they want to make, and to feel how they want to feel with that confidence. Because even at 50 and 60 and 70, we're not done wanting to feel attractive. We're not done wanting to show up and feel beautiful. It matters.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. If you receive a gift for your birthday, I have clients and friends, oh my gosh, they took so much care to wrap them and to put the ribbon on and maybe some extra accessories. It's so beautiful. Sometimes you don't even want to open it, right? And then there are those who show up with the Target bag, right? Because it was in the garage and they're like, here you go. I didn't have time to wrap it. Like, listen, I may have been both of those people at different times in my life.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But what a difference, right? What a difference that you feel when you receive that gift that feels like that person really cared for you.
That's right.
That really took the time to create something special. And so we can call this anything we want. It matters. How we show up in our appearance really matters.
It matters.
I just think this is the perfect time to have this conversation.
Yeah.
And to really just sort of go, how do I want to show up? What is it that I want to manifest in my life?
Yeah, that's right.
And then how should I show up to receive that and allow yourself to receive that? I think sometimes we don't believe that we are worthy of receiving. And so we dress in a way that actually will repel what we want.
Yeah, that's so true. It's a self-sabotaging thing.
Totally.
Like, I want this, but I don't feel good enough. So I'm not going to dress. I'm not going to put myself out there, and then it will never happen. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we go, see, I tried. And it's like, did you? Did you try?
Nah.
Whether you're about to hop on a plane or you're hosting a small family gathering at home over the holiday season, Erin shares her tips for looking like $1 million while still feeling comfy.
I love comfort. So you can find a dress like I'm wearing. It's just super comfy knit. It feels like pajamas, but you can find things like that. Add a great accessory.
Yes.
Boom. A pop of great earrings, a bangle, just something, maybe a bangle's too much when you're cooking or setting tables, but like just a great pendant or a signature necklace with a comfortable dress or a great sweater and leggings.
My whole go-to is a jumpsuit. The invention of the jumpsuit, I would kiss them on the mouth.
Amen, sister.
It's like a full outfit right there. It's amazing.
Just a jumpsuit, a little fantastic necklace. If you're sensitive to weight, you can get something really lightweight and artsy.
Yep.
Pop of lipstick.
Perfect.
Boom. It's a simple way to kind of show up with some power. It might just be your family coming, but guess what? Some pictures are going to be snapped.
Yes.
And those pictures are probably going to show up on Facebook. So just remember,
that's a good point.
You might think you're just at home and you're all comfy casual, but that's going to show up in the world.
Right.
Somehow. It always does, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, damn it. I thought, no, it was just my family.
And you might deal with a family that frustrates you a little bit better if you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank you so much for listening. Check out all of Erin's resources at grownasswoman.guide/episode 147. If you like what you heard today, please share it with a friend, a family member, a stranger, and consider sharing a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. Oh, and make sure you head over to our partners page on our website to support all of the grown-ass woman-owned businesses like Erin's. grownasswoman.guide/partners. I'm Jackie McDougall. Until next time, you are a grown-ass woman. Act accordingly. Spring has sprung, and with the change of seasons, sometimes comes an increase in vitality. If you're feeling in the mood for a little more personal time, may I suggest Coconut. Coconut is all about providing clean and natural ingredients when you're enjoying your most intimate moments, with or without a partner. Naturally safe products developed by people who are obsessed with quality. Get 15% off with promo code GROWNASS at grownasswoman.guide/Coconut. That's 15% off with promo code GROWNASS at grownasswoman.guide/Coconut.